You're an unusual person. Most people don't get famous with one name and then change it, right? Would you say? What's the story of that, by the way?
Well, I had searched deep within my heart and spirit, and I wanted to make a change and move to a new plateau in my life. And one of the ways in which I did that was to change my name. It sort of divorced me from the past and all the hang-ups that go along with it.
Why then did you choose the artist formerly known as?
Well, I didn't choose that. That was chosen.
Chosen for you?
Yeah, pretty much.
What would you have chosen?
I
mean, did you think of a name? What is your name at birth?
My name at birth was Prince Rogers Nelson. Yeah.
So did you think of Nelson?
No.
Rogers?
No.
Were you thinking of a name?
No, it didn't come to me like that.
So how did the artist formerly known as come about?
Well, that came up through people's problem with, mainly the media's problem with not having a pronunciation for the symbol. So they had to come up with something, I guess.
So the artist formerly known as is a media invention.
Yes, sir.
Not your invention.
No, sir.
It's the Blank Canvas.
You missed out on that. Now you're in jail.
The team would have been stripped.
Some people spend their whole time on Facebook.
Some of y'all need it.
Starring ECST.
You're a rapper, you gotta get all you can get before you get too old.
Nobody's alleviated from, different situations in this world. You gotta know how to manage it.
There's been plenty of women who are, going the natural route, and I'm proud of that.
I just advise people to look for the best qualities within yourself.
Just be cognizant of, of who you are and what you're doing.
I'm a huge Lakers fan. We need everybody.
And now, ECST.
Yeah. You better put some respect on it.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey, welcome back. Episode 6. What y'all motherfuckers doing out there in La La Land?
Jacking off. This is the Blank Canvas with your boys ECST back again, bringing you the best in ignorant comedy and topics of today. What's going on, EC? How you feeling?
Man, not much, man. It's been a great weekend and a hilarious week. Pretty much last week, and also some sad news as well.
Yeah, man.
That happened, last week. We can go ahead and get into it if you want to.
Yeah, man. I mean, what else can we say, man? A true musical genius. I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now, but just for the case of this show, we just want to give you all our thoughts about it. Prince Rogers Nelson is gone, children. A true musical pioneer. Like you think about, rock and roll, you think about pop, you think about funk. Prince was truly one of the greats, probably the only, of his kind to change music, in such a manner, that, no one else can copy. This man was, He composed his own music. He wrote his own music. He performed his own music. There's nobody today that's even close to that. There might be like if Kanye was a true singer, maybe he'd be in that. Maybe he'd be in that realm, but he'd also have to play his own instruments. But yeah, that's as close as we got, man. Prince was a true legend. There'll never be another one like him.
Yeah, man. It was kind of devastating when I heard the news. I was like, man, another one of our musical legends, the icons, is gone, man. He was just so transcendent, man. Like he had timeless music. People still listen to it, till today.
Yeah,
you can still go back and listen to stuff that he first came out with, like all his hits he had back in the day, and they still can hold up with music that's on the radio now.
Yeah, I was listening to Mike Greenberg, the guy on ESPN,
Yeah.
He was saying how, there was really nobody that, he could play in the car, and his kids actually think that it was good. He said that there weren't too many artists that he could play, in front of his kids, and his kids still enjoy the music. But it's a man that will surely be missed. When I found out, man, my mouth literally flew open. It was funny because my little CNN notification popped up on my phone, and it was saying that the police were investigating a possible murder at the home of Prince, and I was like, oh no! I was like, man, please tell me somebody didn't break into his house and kill him or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But and it turned out that they found him slumped over in the elevator, and they didn't even know how long he was there. So I mean, he could have been in there for hours, man.
You don't tell him, man.
Yeah, and of course, they did the autopsy, and they're saying that it was probably an overdose of opiates, some kind of medicational complication. So I don't know, man. It's tough because he had been battling some illnesses here and there. Of course, he had a bad hip. And I don't know. I think maybe just complications from his medicine just kind of did him in. Maybe he just did mix some of the wrong things together or something.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch that when you get older.
Yeah.
How you mix your prescription drugs or whatever your recreational stuff that you do. Because we're not here to judge. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and
watch it.
It's funny because people that knew him that were really close to him never have known him to be the type of person that would take a recreational drug. I mean, even back during the late 70s and 80s when that stuff was popular. So
that was a thing to do back in the day.
Yeah, like you couldn't be in a party with Rick James and and I don't know whoever and not do a line of coke.
Yeah. Like to even get in, that was a cover charge to get in.
like you had to walk in like wiping your nose. So it's it's truly sad, man, because I know the entire weekend, man. So far this week, man, I've been playing nothing but Prince. So his music was definitely it was timeless, and things that that resonate with people today. So
he was also just an excellent performer, man. You remember back that 2007 Super Bowl that he had, man. That was one of the best Super Bowl performances I've seen.
I can't imagine there being anyone's better than that. Like I think the people at CBS who was broadcasting at the time, I think they even said that. So
it was out in the rain too, man. And he still put on a great performance, man. He did like it was just sunny and doing it's 70, dude, and just clear. He was still rocking it, man. It was
man,
a thing to see, man. You can just tell he just put everything into his craft, perfected his craft, man. Yeah. He truly cared.
Yeah, I think he enjoyed performing more. It was his livelihood, man. I think he said he knew since the age of 12 that this is what he wanted to do, and so he set his mind to it, and he accomplished what he wanted to do, which kind of coincides with what today's topic is, because we're going to be talking about doing finding your passion, so what else could we say about Prince? But he was a true genius, and we're gonna miss him.
Well, you truly be missed.
I know I'm gonna be playing his music as long as I'm able to do so. So, but to that notion, man. What? Let's get into the news.
All right, there was a lot of things happening, man. The news is, this past week since we've been gone, since y'all listened to, the last show, and one of the, great, milestones that's happening in American history is that, the Harriet Tubman is going to be the face of the $20 bill. And I think that is extremely significant, as far as, just trying to make, somewhat of a, push towards a more, step, a kind of a step forward to racial equality, even though, what I'm saying, I love Harriet Tubman to death, but, she, she was a rider too, but, you didn't have to put like a slave on a $20 bill.
It's kind of like a backhanded compliment, kind of.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. We definitely, and it's funny because they also could be looking at projections. I don't know, maybe 5-10 years from now, and it might come at a point where the money is obsolete. So
that'd be so jacked up. That'd be so jacked up.
I mean, I could just see this government, doing some crazy stuff like that. Well, we'll let them have it. It's not going to matter in 10 years anyway. So, but
it'll be worth like $1.
So from that standpoint, it's good to see something different. It's good to see, it's good to see at least one slave owner get off, our money.
Hey, but the crazy thing about it is he's still gonna be on the back of it.
But there you go.
Yeah, see, it's like, what's the point? Like, cause when I saw it when it popped up on Twitter, I was like, oh, okay. Harriet Tubman gonna be on $12 bill, and I was like, okay, watch them do some bullshit. Then like later on, I was like, but still, a slave owner is gonna be, he's still gonna be on the back. So what was the point? And he owned 300. He owned 300 slaves. So I'm just.
Yeah. I guess it's just the notion that says you might take a step or two forward, but we gonna always be behind you.
Yeah, always watching. Make sure no more tunnels get built.
It's just, don't think you're going too far.
Yeah. Don't think you go too far up the mountain. You know what I'm saying? But cut that shit down. Oh man,
it's good to see. I guess the nation, try to take a step forward, even if it is backhanded. Because right now we'll take anything that we can get. But
I'm not trying to be sexist, or anything. But you know what I'm saying? You could have put Martin Luther King on the $20 bill. What's wrong with him?
They weren't gonna do that. You know better than that.
Yeah. So here they go. That's the beginning.
You know way better than that. Cause you gotta think about it. With there's already controversies of the higher ups trying to desecrate the black man in the first place. And what Martin Luther King represents, it's way too powerful of an entity for America to come to face with. Hey, there's a black man on our money. Martin Luther King represents all out power, self-awareness,
self-worth.
Yeah, self-worth, self-confidence. Yeah, that they would rather promote a black woman before they would promote a black man. That's just how it is. So
how many people gonna go out there and be like, hey, how many people are gonna not own $20 bill because they just so racist? Like, can I get change? Like, bring $100. Finish it down to $250. I don't want no 20s.
You know what? I can see like a Colonel Jim, walking back to the teller. Hey, you gave me these 20s here. I don't want these. Give me some 10s or something.
All 10s.
I take all ones.
I said, sir, but you just cashed out $1,000. Give me all ones.
I can see that happening.
I can see that jump, man. Yeah. I can already see that jump. People just so ignorant.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll get a couple memes here and there. Disfiguring it. Talking bad about the fact that she's on it. But it is what it is.
Putting a noose on it or some silly stuff. It's 2016. People still doing stupid stuff like that. But I saw some funny memes with her on it. It was like, it was like, what happened if you a stripper and you pick up the 20s and she's staring right at your eyes? Like, why you in here doing this, baby?
It's funny. I saw one. It was it had her picture. It had her face on it. It was just looking like, it would be like your old auntie looking at you about to, spend something that you ain't got no business spending.
Yep.
Don't you spend that money.
Another crazy thing was it had like a guy like showing that he was like doing like a line of cocaine. He was like, how could I do nose candy when she's staring into my soul?
In the next topic, we got Steph Curry, who I'm sure you're aware, sat out 2 games, came back game 5, and as soon as he came back, man, he jacked his knee up. So it's like this guy cannot catch a break right now.
Oh man, you get in the gym, hit the squats up.
Yeah, so naturally I'm thinking, LeBron somewhere smiling under his breath, nigga. So
that's the first thing that came to my mind when he went down. I was like, I know LeBron somewhere tweeting like, "Strive for greatness."
Witness.
Yeah. Right when he went down, like, witness, nigga. Witness is greatness. No, like when he went down, all he was thinking, like, man, just for the land.
Hashtag the land.
The land. Right as he went down, right his kneecap hit the pavement. Cause you gotta think about it, man. Nobody had the Cavs even having a chance of beating a fully powered, Warriors team.
No, sir.
Yeah,
and it only, this injury only makes you think of, LeBron's chances getting greater, just slightly greater, because either way it's going to be a tough hill to climb. But you can automatically give LeBron a better chance to win it all because Curry's down.
Exactly, dude. And everybody, even if if the Cavs do pull out and win, they're gonna be like, man, well, they didn't face a fully powered, Golden State team. Like, ain't it their fault? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cavs, like the Golden State Warriors didn't face a fully powered Cavs team last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So shit, gotta get it where you can.
Yeah, there always be somebody that's trying to take it away from him or discredit him because that's just that's just the way of sports. That's just how they do. But hey, if LeBron can squeak one out. Nobody would be able to say he couldn't do it.
Exactly. He get one out and he leave right after that. Like, man, hey, hell of my end of the bargain. I'm out.
I did my job, nigga. I'm going back to Miami.
Go back to Miami with my real friends, super friends. Man, yeah, you're right, dog. That's the first thing that came in my head, man. When he went down, I was like, I know LeBron and the Cavs somewhere. Like, yes.
My only thing is, man, they got to make sure that the rest of that team can stay up because game 4 when he was out, they just pretty much they didn't look like the same team. Even with Stephen off the court, if you can't beat a team, with your best player off the court. Like, especially a team that was playing lower than they are.
Yeah.
That's how you don't have a real championship contending team. Because, if you watch the games, Clay was streaky. He was real streaky. He wasn't hitting, what seemed like elementary shots that he normally hits. So, You know, because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if Stefan's not on the court, then I don't know. Maybe the rhythm of the passes are just off or something. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Steph is just like he has this a keen sense of getting people in the best shooting rhythms. I don't know, but
they probably just feel more comfortable with him out on the court, man. That kind of things can really change. Just like playing football and not having one of your top receivers out there, it's not going to be the same. I know it's two different sports, but having your guys on the court that you've been practicing with, day in and day out, and and you have confidence. Having that confidence in each other boosts up your game. So I guess you should have seen Draymond Green on the bench sitting next to him. You can just tell his mind he was like, "Fuck, man." He was like, "We screwed, nigga, we screwed." You could definitely tell, man. He looked crushed. He looked defeated. Like, man, shit, we ain't going nowhere now. Like, it's just over.
Man, hopefully he didn't get too down and have another locker room meltdown. But but I, you can tell he's devastated, and I would be too though. That's Steph is the meal ticket. Like that's. Without him, they don't go anywhere, man.
Yeah, without him, nobody know who Draymond Green is.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, they got to do something, man.
Yeah, they definitely got to do something, man. That's like shit. Like, if they can get past in the next round, I think they'll play the Clippers next round.
Yeah.
If they can get past the Clippers, they're not getting past the Spurs, man.
Yeah.
Without Curry, that's not happening, dog.
It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be a wrap.
Hell yeah. And LeBron gonna be sitting there like, cause it's gonna end up being either the Spurs or the Thunder, and it's gonna most likely be the Spurs that he has to face. And
yeah,
I don't know if the Cavs can beat the Spurs, man.
Not with how deep they are. The Spurs are so deep, man. It's ridiculous. And the Cavs the Cavs bench just isn't that powerful.
No.
And so I personally think they shouldn't have signed, a couple people that they signed, but, I'm not the GM, so I don't have to live with those decisions. So we just gonna move on. And finally, for our ratchet impaired listeners, this past Friday, a CEO of Cash Money Records, Baby Birdman Brian Williams, came to do an interview for the Breakfast Club. And if you have not heard this interview, we're gonna play it for you right now.
Y'all ready? Yes, sir. I want to start this shit off straight, telling all three of y'all stop playing with my name.
Let's go on there. Let's go.
Stop playing with my fucking name.
Let's go. Let's do it on camera.
Stop playing with my name.
Let's go right on in.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it.
Let's go.
Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlemagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
He done cursed us out. Tell him, get it off your chest, Birdman.
I said it already. I ain't gotta talk no more.
Cause I don't understand the angle. Like what?
I said it already.
So why come here?
I did it already. I'm here. So what's happening?
I mean, it's all good, but I'm saying why?
And I'm here. What's happening?
I'm all good, but I'm saying why come here just to curse us
What's
up?
happening, man? I wanted to see you. I wanted to talk to you and your man in your face.
Absolutely.
You understand me? I knew a few places you was at. I could have pulled up, but I don't think that was gangster. I wanted to come look you in your face like a man and tell you how I feel.
Okay.
You understand me? Straight up like a man.
So what's the issue?
No sugar. Ain't no issue. If it was an issue, you'll feel me. I just come to let y'all know, stop, put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Did you pull up on Ross that way or Trick Daddy?
Man, I'm pulling up on you, nigga.
Yeah, but I'm the radio guy. Why pull up on the radio guy? Don't act tough with the radio guy.
I hear you, my nigga. Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking. Let's rock.
All right.
All right, Buck. See you later, nigga. Yeah.
Well, grand opening, grand closing.
All right, well, there you have it.
Nah, we good. We good.
There you have it.
Man, what about on my notes?
We good.
Now, after listening to that, the only thing that would have made this interview that much more hilarious is if he did the bird call like right as he walked out.
Yeah, man. That interview had to be one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time, dog.
I was literally crying.
Dude, like,
Because
how you gonna speak improper English throughout the whole conversation? Then it's expected to be hard, and expect people to understand that junk. This shit was hilarious.
the biggest thing for me, this guy brought in like 10 dudes and pretty much started flexing on the radio guy, as you heard.
Yeah, radio people.
When the rappers, the other so-called tough guys, came at him, we didn't hear not a thing. So it only leads me to think that this is all for show. Like the whole hip hop thing is all entertainment. It's hard to believe, who is real and who's not, because this was nothing but, a ploy of trying to establish some
drama or some, just some attention,
some intimidation.
Yeah.
That's all I saw this as. Because, and it's funny because after the interview was over, they said that Birdman called back and, apologized and wanted to come back up and do the interview. And, of course, Charlemagne was like, you know what, I'm straight.
I would have been like that too. Shit.
Yeah. So I mean, it's funny because you come up there to do a job, and for a man who says that he doesn't care about anybody else's opinion, it clearly didn't look that way. When this interview was going down.
he like a spoiled little 10-year-old kid with his arms all crossed and stuff. I'll tree you. I'll tree you.
Yeah, I was responding to somebody on Twitter. I said it looked like he was an adolescent who was like on the verge of fighting or crying, and more so crying because if you listen to his voice, like it's that that agitation that you can hear. It's clear that, it's kind of like he don't want it, but, he's not going to let you know that. He's going to appear as if, he's willing to do something about it. Yeah. And, it was just a pathetic attempt on Baby's part to, to establish, some intimidation. It's I don't know. It's funny though, because they all just got up and left out of the room, and everybody was pretty much laughing because
is you done or is you finished?
Yeah. Y'all finished or y'all done?
Y'all done. Like
what?
You can tell because when some people get flustered, you know what to say, and he was messing with his glasses and shit.
And that's exactly what he was. He was flustered like crazy. Yeah. He didn't know exactly what to say. I mean, but Baby has never been, the most
eloquent.
At all.
No.
But you could tell during this interview that he was definitely, not in his right frame of mind because he didn't have not one intelligent point to make. So
you gotta respect it.
Put some respect on it.
Put some respect on it. Like, man, them memes were hilarious, dude. Like, they had the baby memes. It was like, they had him, like, walking into Chipotle. He was like, sir, you want anything else on this? Like, put some respect on it. Like, respect the extra.
Oh, yeah. The memes were hilarious, man. I don't.
Man, they went in on him, dog. Oh, man, that jump had me rolling all day. That made my day, man.
It did. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't help but laugh at that because it's hilarious, man. But yeah, if y'all can, man, get a chance, go and check that interview out. It's hilarious. It will make you cry. So.
Yeah. I also hit up our Instagram, Instagram page. You see some of the memes from over the weekend. Some of my favorite ones.
Yeah, yeah, because we had a ball laughing.
No,
at
man.
that.
That made my day. Put some respect on my name. All three of you.
Respect on it.
All three of you.
I ain't gonna say it no more.
No more. Are you that pissed off? Like where your goons at? Your goons didn't help you speak up and be, like back you up and saying like yeah or something. Make you feel, make you see a little bit harder. Cause shit, like, you lost some thug credits, dog, that day.
Yeah, big time. Well, we gonna get into today's topic.
Oh yeah, this is a good one this week. But go ahead and hit us up with it, man. What's the topic for the week?
Yeah, the way I guess I came up with this topic is, I was talking to a young lady who was, I guess she wasn't really feeling too sure about herself.
Mm-hmm.
More than anything, she was, kind of upset that she was, sitting around the house because, she was thinking about, just switching up her friends. She felt like, it's time for her to, find some new friends because, her friends, are pretty much, they on the same stuff. She's tired of sitting around in the house.
Mm-hmm.
But, then again, she doesn't want to go out, by herself to meet new people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, you gotta do something, because if you continue to do this, then you're just going to be sitting here doing the same thing over and over every week. And, somehow this conversation spilled over into, her, I guess, not being comfortable in her life, her not, being able to find what it was that she was passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, about this young lady is that she's pretty smart. She's self-aware. She's the type of woman who always has her third eye open.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there's not too much that you can get past her. I told her that I thought that she could be an author. I thought that she could write a book. I think that she could publish, some well-written things. And she told me that she thought about it, but she just didn't know exactly, what it was that she was passionate about. So from there, I just thought, well, why don't we just do a show to help, our listeners find their passion. Because, a lot of people, don't know what steps to take, when they're looking to find what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just rattle off 4 different points, and EC, you help me out, you chime in whenever you feel that you need to. But
Okay.
As we've mentioned before in past episodes, it's very important for you to live, your life to the fullest, because we don't have a lot of time left. We stress this every episode to, carpe diem, as they say, seize the day.
Yes,
because
please.
We don't know. But step 1 of, finding your passion. First off, man, you got to know when what you're doing currently isn't working. If you're working your 9 to 5 and you feel like, things aren't happening as fast as it should be. Especially if this job is, transitional, if it's something that, you're just using as a stepping stone, like, you got to know when to quit fast. You got to know when to have something else lined up and ready for the next step. The main reason why people don't leave is, they haven't figured out what they want to do.
Or they're comfortable.
Yeah, you sustain in an environment that it's not bad, but it's not good. So you just decide to stay in that realm. When you get comfortable, it builds complacency, and when you become complacent, you don't develop the drive to get up and get out of that situation. What you think, EC?
Yeah, I think that's extremely true, man. We get, you know, people when they start a new job, they're excited about it. They're, when they come through, they're like, hey, this is what you got to do to move up. This is what you need to do to become a better employee. Then maybe one day you can own a company, and you come in guns a blazing, and then like you said, you get complacent. Especially if this is a job that you actually want to do, and you actually do want to become like a CEO of the company or get a part ownership in the company. Because let's keep it real, most of these jobs are nothing but pyramid schemes.
Yeah,
and to a certain extent, you can move your way up and become a CEO. It's rare, but it does happen where a person started out at the entry level position and they work their way all the way up to the top, and they're making six figures and they're actually making decisions. I see a lot of people, like I said, when I go to different stores or just different and go to banks and just go to just different department stores, period. You could tell the people that had just started, like I said before, and you can tell the people that have been there for a while. Because the person that just started is all like, hey, how may I help you? Let me tell you about every extra thing. They hit like every little nook and cranny of what they've been trained to do. And then you get that one person that just like, hey, what you need? Okay. Have a nice day. And not thinking, y'all know what I'm talking about. You get that one person, you go into the store, you go to like Best Buy or some shit, and you're looking for, some headphones, or you're looking for like a CD burner that you would need, and you're like, man, what's the best one for me? You're like, this one's straight. And you're like, okay, like, which one? And he's like pointing in the area.
Yeah.
Not even caring. You seriously do it, but you seriously have to get to the point where if you see yourself getting like that, if you're just like that employee type B that I was talking about, you need to get out of your situation. Like ST said, you need to be looking for another job, or going towards your dream or what you've been trying to do. While how some people have transitional jobs. You know how you get in a transitional job, like, okay, I'm gonna use this job to move on to another job, and this is really the job I want. And then people get stuck in that job. They get in a routine. They're okay with their checks that they're getting. Then they wake up the next minute and they're old and they're stuck. You never want to be in that position where you're just collecting checks. You're just getting by, and you're not following what you're passionate about. Because we all have something. I know somebody listening right now is like, man, I don't have anything that I'm really passionate about. I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of just like, all my other friends, I just go chill out, go to the club, listen to the same music they listen to. I see my friends, they have passion, but I just don't have anything that I'm passionate about. The one thing that I've always learned or found a way to help people learn their passion is, what excites you? What do you think about every single day? If you think about, how can I help somebody? If you're passionate about helping somebody, try to start your own, like, independent, like firm as far as like helping the homeless, or like helping runaways. Like, what are you like passionate about? Most people gain their passion from something that happened in their family. So like, if Lord forbid you had like somebody in your family run away, and so you still haven't found them, you can start a foundation if you're passionate about that, because you was looking for your little brother, your sister, your mother, your father. Start a foundation for that, helping other people find people that they've lost. Or, if you're passionate about sports, even if you're not athletic enough, try to find other realms to get into sports so you can stay connected, since you're so passionate about it. Like, if you're like, if you're a female or a male basketball player and you don't have the skills of a LeBron or a Steph Curry, or the offensive prowess of James Harden, because anybody got better defense than him. Study and find out, do you want to be a scout? Are you an eye for talent? Be a scout. Just try to find ways to stay within that realm of your passion. If you love talking about certain things, try to find a way to, like we did, start your own podcast, or try to get on with like a radio company, and work your way from there. So if you find something that you're passionate about and you do that every single day, I know it's an old cliche, but it will not be work whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm glad you said stay within your realm, because that actually leads into the second point. which is follow your curiosity.
Okay.
That's pretty self-explanatory. Follow your curiosity. Even though you may not have a clear vision for your career, you're probably curious about, things that, may or may not be obvious to you. It's important to follow your curiosity and uncover the less obvious interests. And the reason that it's important to do this is because those interests tap into your unique motivations that separate you from other people. And that was one of the things that I was telling this young lady. I was like, if you find your passion and find a way to study others or, study your contemporaries, but tweak it in a way that it's unique to you, you can set yourself apart from, others that are in the same market as you or whatever.
Yes.
When you pursue these different interests, it sets you on a path of unlocking who you are creatively. And, frequently these things, they don't appear as pragmatic as, as they might seem, but most of the time, if you can find a way to find what's unique about you, you can pretty much do anything with it.
Man, you really can, because you don't want to be like the crowd. You don't want to be like everybody else, because then how you gonna separate yourself from the pack? You want to be unique. You want to be quote unquote weird to the masses, because if somebody sees you as being weird, you're doing something right. You seriously do not want to be a cookie cutter person. You just don't want to hang out with your friends. Everybody dressed the same. Everybody has the same interests, and you don't have anything different about you whatsoever. Everybody should have something different about them. That's the one thing. Like when I was hanging out, with ST and my friends at college, all of us had a common interest, but all of us were different. And I think that's why we all got along, and we're still lifelong friends now, where, it's some things that we might not agree upon that we like to do, or our hobbies, our interests, but we still respect it. And we see that person brings something unique to the table, because when you do that, that can spark an idea within yourself or your friends when you hang out with other people that have like different interests than you. Like you need to break out of your comfort zone and try to find some people that are different, or not saying that you might be dumb, but you might need to find people that are smarter than you as well. You should always try to find smarter people than you, so you can get to their level, and then you can learn something from them by just hanging out with them. You never know what kind of knowledge that person might drop on you, because they didn't learn it themselves. They learned from somebody else.
Exactly.
So always surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, and get out of your comfort zone and just find some new friends that that'll make you kind of make you feel not too uncomfortable, but to the point where you have to step your game up when you hang out with them, so to speak. But you can still have fun with them. You can't just be acting all dumb and lazy around them. You have to carry on a conversation with them, intelligent conversation. If you don't feel like you're keeping up with whoever you're talking to, you'll be like, hey, I need to go ahead and like read a book, or I need to go ahead and find something that separates me, so I can have something to talk about that he or she might find me interesting, and then that could spark something out of nowhere.
It was funny, following your curiosity. I was, last week we were talking about what we would do with $1 million.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I said was I would invest in some tech company, because that's something that's foreign to me, but something that I'm interested in and would like to know more about. And that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what these steps are talking about. It's following your curiosity, and it's investing time, even if you're not if it's not the first thing on your list. But as EC said, if it's in that realm of what you want to do, then go for it. Why not learn something new? Take the time to, make yourself smarter, because knowledge is key. Knowledge is key.
Yeah, it really is. Like the quote that always sticks with me is, man, you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight.
Yes. I mean, just the way you think, that's changing your direction.
Yeah, think positively, man. Like people don't understand. Like you always hear people say, like, positive thinking is the key to most success in life. It is, man, because if you're constantly thinking positive thoughts, positive energy is going to surround you, and then some, just great things might come to you by just staying positive. But being negative is going to just deter or just like, stop somebody from coming over and might speaking to you and, dropping you with some knowledge, or actually, actually offering you an opportunity. Like you could just be sitting up one day, probably like at a bookstore, sitting over, slumped over, looking all bad, and that person can look at you and be like, yeah, I might, I was going to sit down and talk to him and spark up a conversation, and you two, y'all could get together and start a $1 billion company, but you slouched over because you feel like your life fucked up and you ain't got no future.
Yeah.
And you can't get down on yourself at all. That's another thing about trying to find yourself and trying to, find your passion. The people that are successful today that are very passionate about things are always excited about the next day. They're excited about the moment. They're excited about their future, but they're mostly focused on the present and stay positive and have a plan. That's extremely key. That is, you really have to do that, man. That needs to be in the forefront. You have to stay positive.
Yeah. Tip number 3. This is a good one. Don't make money your primary consideration. And I mean that pretty much goes without saying. If you're looking to spend your life doing something that you love, the best way to start is to treat financial concerns as your secondary motivation. If the practicality of what you want to do is how much money you're going to earn, and if that's your primary criteria, most likely you will limit your options to what's predictable, and getting to do what you love. It's going to be kind of tough. On the other hand, if you allow yourself to pursue your curiosity, you will find yourself in the position of power, and eventually in the position to earn money on your terms. You don't have to chase the money. It'll be there, waiting on you. Connecting into your unique interests and motivations and coming into your own authentic self, it gives you the power that of your chosen discipline that other people can't claim. And the reason for this unique fit is basically it's who you are.
Yeah, that's true, man. Like, it's over 1 billion people on this planet, man. Like, what separates you from everybody else in this world, man? Because it can kind of get overwhelming when you really sit down. Some people really sit down and think, like, man, like, I'm just another number, man. What makes me different? What makes me unique, man? It's your passion. Whatever it is, find out what your passion is, and you go strive for it, man. And just like the old saying go, man. I hate to be cliche, but man, Nike does have the best phrase, man. Just do it. Like,
yeah,
whatever you want to do, just do it, and great things will come from just starting. Just taking that first step. Not taking that first step, you're never going to get there. Because I'm telling you, man, you think you have all the time in the world and you don't. You really don't. You need to start now. Like right after you listen to this podcast, you need to go ahead and take a piece of paper, but like write down at least 10 things that you're interested in. It don't have to be like most people not really passionate about anything because they haven't found their true passion yet. But just write down stuff that you're interested in, the stuff that you like do every day. Like if you go on like CNET or Gizmodo, or you go on like a tech site every day. Like think about like, okay, why do I go on that site every day? What am I looking for? Am I looking for like the latest gadgets, or am I interested in that? And if that's the case, start really delving in and sit down and meditating and turn off everything. Turn off your your computer, your TV, social media. Turn the TV off for a minute and just sit there. Just close your eyes and just meditate. And be like, what makes me me? What am I? What gets me excited? What makes my when you hear that real good song and the beat drop, your head kind of tingles. What gives you that sensation? That's passion. So think about, what do I want to be a part of? What do I want to put my stamp on before I leave this planet? And then another thing that I would highly recommend to people is if you want to get started in anything in life as far as just growing as a person and finding your passion, I recommend a book by John C. Maxwell. It's called The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And I'm talking about this book is great. You definitely need to check out this book.
I'm glad you said that because it actually leads into the fourth point. Just a bit.
Okay.
It's don't set an artificial ceiling for yourself. Your professional ceiling is set by you. Yeah, I've seen many examples of how people define their own ceilings, and they, in doing that, you avoid responsibility and growth.
Dream big, man.
Yeah. If you do it by choice, respect it. On the other hand, if you want more growth, then don't hide behind the belief that someone else needs to empower you to do what you want.
Oh man, preach, dog. Yeah, dude, preach, man.
It's important. Yeah, don't allow someone else to put parameters on who you are, what your abilities are. As EC said, dream big. Don't be astronomical if you can't live up to it, but don't be afraid as well to have confidence in yourself and be something bigger than what, I guess your corporation or, your job, puts, as far as a title is concerned.
Man, you definitely need to dream big, man, and just don't, like you said, man, don't ever put any kind of limitations on yourself, because that will hinder you. And when you hit a roadblock, you use that as a crutch to be like, hey, I might as well stop because this is, this is my limit. Don't ever put a limit on yourself, because then you use that as a crutch to just quit.
Yeah. And, and we all do that. It's not just black. It's not just white. It's not just, it's not just red or brown. Well, it's everybody.
Everybody
all do
does
that.
Yep.
Because, it comes back to the point that we're all human. We just get to a certain situation in our lives, and it's so easy to give up. It's so easy.
Like, let me, like an example, like when I was a little kid, man, like I started out Taekwondo because, I was really into, like Power Rangers back in the day when I was a little young. Like, I was a little nerd,
As you heard my Power Ranger speech last week.
So not knowing I'm a kid, especially when you're a child, you don't know it takes time to accomplish anything. So I was doing, I had my white belt for like 2 weeks, and then like that following week, it was up for somebody to get their yellow belt. And I was just sitting there like, man, like, how come it's not my turn to get my yellow belt? And I'm, I'm 7 years old, and I'm just thinking like, I should already be a black belt, and I'm Bruce Lee. And, what I'm saying, I'm, punching holes through walls and screaming through them like, ah! You know what I'm saying? And, like, hitting people with like 2 of my fingers and knocking them out and shit. But I never forget it, because I remember I was sitting down and I watched this little girl get her yellow belt before I did, and she had been there at least like 2 or 3 months more than me. And me not thinking logically, I was like, man, like, why haven't I got my yellow belt? And so like I stayed for like another week, and I kind of got frustrated, and I told my mom I wanted to quit. And she was like, you sure? And I was like, yeah, it's just like, this is just not for me. And the real reason was because I hadn't got my yellow belt next, knowing that I didn't deserve it. I didn't work hard for it. So I put limitations on myself starting out, where I thought this would be easy, and I thought it would be no time for me to succeed when I couldn't even stand in the proper stance and be balanced.
Yeah.
And that's why I messed up as a child. That's like one of my regrets, that I kind of wish I would have stayed with it a little bit longer.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man, it's we are that microwave generation. Like, we want everything here and now. We want it like right when we think of it, that's when we think we should have it. And, that's not how things work.
Nope.
We have to learn to be more patient with ourselves, with the universe, and remember that what we put out is what we get back.
That's true.
It takes more than just, wanting to have it. It takes true discipline, true patience, true sacrifice, true due diligence. There's things that you have to do. As, a lot of old folks like to say, it doesn't just happen by osmosis. You have to put the work in. to reap the benefits, to reap the results that you would like to see.
Yeah, you definitely got to put that work in.
Yeah, those are the 4 points for finding your passion, man. We hope that they were helpful. We hope that you guys took the time to write it down. If you had to pause the episode to do so, hey, do what you got to do. But the point is for you to get this and take it in, ingest it fully, wholeheartedly, and add that to your list of things to do to continue making yourself a better person, because at the end of the day, that's all this podcast is about.
Yeah, and then get some laughs out of it too. But
yeah.
Don't be that I'm gonna do it one day kind of male or female. Don't be that talker.
Yeah.
Be that doer.
Yeah.
Just like that another phrase that I kind of live by is that, let me see, how did it go? Most things that are great are rarely heard, but they're seen. Don't be a talker, be a doer. Like don't just sit up. And then another thing, man, going back on topic, some people are not for you, man. You got to have the right people around you. Like sometimes you got to keep your dreams and your passion to yourself, and that's kind of sad to say. They can protect you from towards your goal. Yeah, exactly. Because that person can be like, "Oh, this is what you want to do. Oh yeah, I'll help you," and then they'll just throw in roadblocks, to shut you down. Like, "Hey man, I got this new weak strand. I want you to try out, man. This jump potent." And there'd be some shit that'd be killing brain cells and shit.
Yeah,
and be right there with his ass.
You gotta be careful about who you share your dreams, because you just everybody, even though they say you're your friends, everybody's not always out to see you do good.
They're not, especially if you have like a huge dream where you're like, man, I want to own my own record label like Puff Daddy or whoever. And somebody look at you like, they be like, yeah, man, like, man, you can do that. But in the back of the head, like, you stinking bastard. I hope you don't succeed.
Yeah, man. You gotta be careful. You gotta take all that into account. So,
man, you definitely do, man. You can't say anything nowadays, man. People just looking for a way to shut you down just because they've given up on themselves and their dreams. You definitely got to keep it to yourself.
Or somebody else may not have gone through the process of finding their own passion, so they'll take the liberty of trying to steal someone else's passion. So
exactly, yeah, they'll be like, one week you come with an idea, like, yeah, man, I want to start my own law firm, and then that friend ain't never talked about law, and then come out like 2 weeks later, like, you know what, man, I'm gonna start my own law firm. And you be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
like, where this shit come from, dude? You were just talking about banging some bra. You weren't talking nothing about law.
The only time they ever talk about law is when they just had to go pay that parking ticket.
Yeah, pay that child support.
Gotta go get these 72 stacks to Tranika.
I know how to scrap up. Yeah, man, you definitely got to keep.
Yeah.
So you definitely got to just keep stuff to yourself. Work in silence, grind, make that sacrifice, and it'll all just come to you, man. Before you know it, you sit up and like, man, look what I accomplished.
Yeah. If we were more, focused on, the outcome, and instead of the things that come in between, I think we would get a lot done,
Yeah, man.
Especially, because, I remember J. Cole said, if, more people put more time into their craft, into chasing, some girls, you'd probably be either famous or rich.
That's true, man. Take that energy and put into your passion, man. Like, it's okay to, if you want to, chase tail or, have relationships and, kind of want to have some fun, but you gotta learn when to shut that shit off, man. Cause before you know it, that's the only thing you gonna have in your memory is like who you done banged and, and what you done. You make somebody else millions. And they sit up somewhere chilling because they had the time. They took out some time to follow out what they want to do, and they have people working for them. Yeah.
And it's so easy for us, especially for men, because we get so distracted easily, man.
Easy.
And as we said 3 weeks ago, hoes out here winning.
Yeah.
And
they focus, man.
We lose track, man. Like, you don't know. Like, you could be somewhere, got your plan in order, and some girl, take a notice of you doing your thing, and she plotting.
Oh yeah.
And you let it slip for 1 second, and next thing you know, she got you.
And you never gained it back. Like, you never gained it back. You can't. You cannot get to that point.
Yeah. And because most women, especially like I've seen women who have been able to focus on their career as well as focus on some of the household things like marriage and all these other things. Men cannot do that. We cannot multitask like that. And I've seen plenty of situations where a woman is, doing her thing, and she's with some guy who, and all of a sudden he starts to struggle, and he's not, being on his game as much as he used to be. And then next thing you know, he don't have nothing, and she done, went off and got like 2 degrees. And she looking at him like, well, shoot, man, you ain't got nothing. I'm finna go find somebody who, who can handle his business. And then there you are.
Looking stupid. Like, yeah, man. Just remember, like, men, women will always be there, man.
Yeah. Follow your passion.
Man, follow your passion.
They're going to be there.
They'll definitely be there, man. We're definitely going to be there, man. Plus, it takes us a little bit longer for us to mature compared to females. Yeah. So, it'll be okay for you to date, maybe like at a limit, like maybe 5 to like 6 to 7 years under your age, and you'll be okay with it, because the men are like, we're like a fine wine.
Yeah.
If you put in the time now, I ain't talking about some bum ass nigga like down the street that's 50 years old that got on, still wearing a fitted and so in a white tee. I ain't talking about that nigga right there. I'm talking about, a regular cat, that has taken the time to, obtain knowledge and follow his passion and tries to learn something new every day. And it's becoming just, like a fuel and tool, like a tool for knowledge, and wants to take the knowledge that he's gained to learn and pass on to somebody else, and pass that passion on to somebody else. Be that, be this generation where the next generation to have somebody look up to, be like, man, look at our leaders, look who we can go to, for help. Or, just for some advice, man. We don't have enough of those mentors, man, out there for our youth, or just period, man, for kids to look up to be like, man, like, what, like, even if I wanted to get into the business, how do I start?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I do? Like, that doesn't need to be happen. That does not need to be a question that our kids need to ask. They need to be like, okay, this is where I go. This is who I need to consult. This is who I can go talk to help me get my idea off the ground, or get me pointed in the right direction.
I mean, no offense, but all we got is Puff and Master P and 50 Cent, and in all honesty, they're not as accessible to us like that.
Hell no, man.
We can't count on them for being our leaders who pass down information, because 9 times out of 10, they ain't. Besides Master P, I'll give him credit. He is known for being a person that people can come to, and he'll pass knowledge down. Mm-hmm. But for the majority, the rest of the entertainment business, I haven't heard of too many people, and as well as Denzel Washington, can't forget him.
Oh yeah,
but I haven't heard of too many people who are willing to pass down, information. What did Tom Brady say when RG3 came and asked him for advice? He said, "Not while I'm still playing." Now, what kind of stuff is that?
Cause he's a competitor, man. He's a competitor. Nah.
Yeah, exactly.
But, bullshit.
Yeah, come on. If it was Doug Williams and he said some stuff like that,
he would listen to him.
To some white kid, it'd be a different story. It'd be Doug Williams, he's not a philanthropist. Like, something stupid like that.
Oh yeah, they were really digging his ass, man. So, and he don't want the game to grow. To the game. Let Brady say it. It's like, oh, he's passionate, man. He he's competitor. He top.
Speaking of Tom Brady, what about this Deflategate?
That's what you get, nigga. I also have when they junk out of hell, man. I hope they go 0-4 and their whole season just gets demolished. I hate the Patriots.
I was glad to see that they finally didn't get away with some foolery.
About time, man. They been getting away with shit, man, since day one, man.
Yeah, it's time, man. Y'all been violating for too long.
Yeah, man. Ever since 01, they've been violating, man.
It's time.
It's definitely time, man. Watch them become irrelevant. They're gonna be very irrelevant, man. Once Belichick finally retires, man. Once he retires, that's it. You ain't gonna hear about the Patriots for some decades. Watch.
And I think it might happen when Brady finally decides to hang his cleats up. So, because at that point, what else would you have to coach for?
Yeah, shit. I'm out of there. Right when Brady, you're leaving. Like, yeah, I'm out. Like, shit, I'm leaving too.
Yep. Yep. We hope this episode helped you guys out. As always, the mission of ECST is, to help everybody become better people. As I said, last week, man, we might make this our new tagline. If there is no light, then become the light.
I like that. I definitely like that, dog. Yeah. It's nice.
You got to do something different, man.
Definitely, man. Well, now we're on Audio Mac, so check us out. Search on Audio Mac. ST been talking about for a minute behind the scenes. He's like, man, EC, we might need to go and get us Audio Mac shit. I was like, nah, man, we got to get iTunes off the ground. We got to do what everybody else doing. But check us out on Audio Mac, man. Just search for the Blank Canvas. You'll see us there. Make sure you hit us up. Tell us how we're doing on Twitter at Blank Canvas EC&ST. That's at Blank Canvas EC&ST. Hit us up with a follow. Also the same thing for our Instagram and our YouTube, and we're already on iTunes and also now on Audio Mac. Hit that follow, subscribe button. Also on Twitter. Let us know how we're doing, what we can tweak, or what like a topic that you want us to hit on, to help us out, or if you have started reaching going towards your life goals and your passion, let us know. Let us know that we inspired you, man, because that'll help us out. It'll push us further. You never know. You might help inspire us, to continue on and, want to do great things, man. So definitely hit us up on Twitter or Facebook. Yeah, man, if you got anything else, ST?
Let me see. Just remember, all the listeners out there, just, when you speak about Bird name, when you speak about his name, make sure you put some respect on it.
So respect, yes, put some respect on it.
We'll see y'all next week. Yeah! Episode number 6!
Yeah!
Thank you for listening to Blank Canvas Podcast. We'll see you next week.